Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is Wyln News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. Wyln News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on Wyln News. I'm Elizabeth DeRoba. The Hazleton man charged with murdering 39-year-old Jessica Lockwood in April has been extradited back to Luzerne County and is being held without bail. According to officials, Hazleton City and Luzerne County detectives picked up the suspect, Terrence Ray, on Monday morning and transported him back to Luzerne County. Ray was previously being held in Westchester County, New York, where he had been arrested following an 11-day manhunt. According to investigators, Ray allegedly murdered Lockwood on Saturday, April 26th at his residence on Muir Avenue and then set her body on fire near Club 40 Road in Hazleton. Police say Lockwood's vehicle, her stud earring, and a pool of blood were all found at Ray's residence. Ray has been charged with criminal homicide, abuse of a corpse, and tampering with evidence in connection with the case. His preliminary hearing has been set for June 6th. A popular restaurant in Wright Township sustained severe damage following a Tuesday morning fire. According to officials, crews responded to Adelina's Restaurant and Pizzeria on Route 309 around 5 o'clock a.m. after an employee showed up for work and reported the fire in the back of the building. Upon arriving at the scene, crews say the fire was quickly spreading. The fire was extinguished about 2 hours later, but the building sustained heavy damage. Officials say the roof of the building has collapsed and the interior has been gutted by the fire. No injuries were reported in the blaze. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. One person is dead following a fatal crash on Route 11 in Luzerne County on Monday. According to state police, 20-year-old Sebastian Shepard of Dalton was pronounced dead at the scene. Officials say the crash took place in Hunlock Township near the SCI Retreat Bridge around 8 o'clock a.m. Crews say the crash was between a car and a tractor-trailer pulling an oversized modular home. The incident is still under investigation. Pennsylvania residents had the opportunity to vote in the 2025 primary election on Tuesday, May 20th. During primary elections in Pennsylvania, voters can only vote for candidates that represent their own party. Hazleton voters were able to choose candidates for Luzerne County Council, Hazleton City Council, and the school director of the Hazleton Area School District. Several candidates were also on the ballot, running for judge on the Superior and Commonwealth Court, as well as the Court of Common Pleas. Luzerne County Manager Ramilda Crocomo expressed her gratitude to the county election staff for their hard work in planning and organizing this important day.
We'll have the results by midnight on Election Day. It's a long day, and I want to publicly thank all the poll workers and judges of election and our staff. We bring a lot of people on board from the county staff. I want to thank our sheriffs. They transport the ballots from the southern part of the county to the bureau in Wilkes-Barre.
Crocomo also gave some insight into how the ballots are collected by the Election Bureau.
Sometimes people say, why can't Luzerne County get the results in quicker? And that's because we have to gather the votes in the southern part of the county, and we have to make that trip with the ballots, the machines, back to Wilkes-Barre. So that's what delays our reporting for a short period of time.
Polls for the 2025 primary election were open from 7 o'clock a.m. to 8 o'clock p.m. Coming up on Wyln News, Hazleton City Police are investigating a series of vehicle break-ins. Plus, local scouts help plant flowers outside a new pediatrics facility in Hazleton. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast, brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by Lehigh Valley Health Network and Jefferson Health. Investing in your well-being and building healthier communities, because more expertise and convenient care mean better outcomes and a healthier you. Learn more at lvhn.org/Jefferson.
Hi, my name is Lassel. I'm 4 years old. Tomorrow's weather will be rainy.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today. Attention WYLN viewers, WYLN TV can now be seen on the Hazleton Service Electric Cablevision HD tier, channel 507, and over the air at 35.1. WYLN, we're your local network.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
This week on Let's Talk Chiropractic, we're going to talk about why pregnant girls should be under chiropractic care, and the infant, how the birth process could be traumatizing. If I had a dream, every new baby would get a chiropractic analysis to see if the spine is in alignment. So stay tuned for a great show.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. Hey, did you know WYLN posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. WYLN, the local leader on social media. We're your local network.
Welcome back to WYLN News. The Hazleton City Police Department is attempting to identify the man shown on screen. According to police, the suspect is wanted in connection with a series of vehicle break-ins that took place in Hazleton and West Hazleton. The break-ins were reported near 1st Street and Wilbur Court on Tuesday, May 13th, around 3 o'clock p.m. Officers say the suspect also used stolen credit cards from the vehicles to buy items at local stores. Anyone with information regarding the identity of the suspect is asked to contact the Hazleton City Police Department at 570-459-4940, extension 208. Hazleton police are reminding residents to keep their vehicles locked and to make sure personal items like wallets, phones, and important paperwork are not left unattended inside their vehicle. Local scouts helped plant flowers on Monday at a new pediatrics facility in Hazleton. LVPG Pediatrics Hazleton will be located at 1701 East Broad Street in Hazleton. The facility is relocating from its former location on Broad Street and will officially open its doors on May 27th. Officials say the new facility provides a more spacious and child-friendly atmosphere. At the new location, the office will continue to offer services such as school and sports physicals, vaccinations, asthma counseling, nutrition counseling, diabetes education, suicide prevention screening, and same-day sick appointments. On Monday, scouts from PAC 207 in Cunningham, Troop 63 and Troop 772 in Drums, and PAC 790 in Hazel Township worked to plant flowers outside the new facility. The flowers were donated by Vito's Lawn and Landscaping, and the scouts were provided with Rita's Italian Ice, donated by owner and longtime scouter Tom Bach. Wyln is giving away free tickets to the NASCAR Cup at Pocono Raceway on Sunday, June 22nd. To enter, just like and comment on the ticket giveaway post on the Wyln News Facebook page. 2 winners will be randomly selected on Monday, May 27th, and will receive 4 tickets each. Coming up on Lansford's News Choice, we learn about mandated reporters on this week's segment of Trooper Talk. Plus, Chris Fulmer leads us down the path through history with Catawissa Part 2. And stay right here on Wyln. We'll be right back.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35.
Are you looking for a trustworthy publishing company to publish your book? One that understands the process and upholds Christian values in its business practices?
Introducing Covenant Books, an author-friendly publisher who shares your beliefs and wants to publish your story. Call us today to get a free author packet to help get you started.
We realize your book is unique, personal, and written with a higher purpose. That's the content we're looking for.
We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process with professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the industry.
Covenant distributes and sells your book online and in bookstores everywhere. We convert your book in ebook format and sell it on Amazon, Apple iTunes, and to these distributors. Our authors love us.
So if you've written a biography, a devotional, a memoir, self-help, or any genre, we can help. Be like these authors and get your book published and sold today.
Call right now for your free writer's guide.
1-800-215-3680.
Something is out there. What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Watch Solo Spaceman on WYLN Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 7, and Sundays at 4:30.
Hi everybody, welcome back to Trooper Talk Tuesday. I'm Trooper Anthony Petrowski, Trooper and Public Information Officer. Today we're talking about mandated reporters. People want to know, what are mandated reporters? Well, number one, police officers are. If we're aware that something wrong is going on, if something illegal is happening, we are mandated to take action. Some other mandated reporters, people who work in schools. If they are made aware of a crime that is being committed on a child or against a child, they are mandated by law to contact the proper authorities to report that so it can be investigated, and if it leads to a criminal arrest, so be it. Also, individuals who work in hospitals. If somebody comes in and says that, hey, I was just assaulted or this happened, they are mandated to contact the local authorities to handle that investigation. So mandated reporters are really people who are community members. They work in certain specific jobs, and they are required by law. It is their duty to contact police or maybe some other entities if that needs an investigation. So if somebody, let's just say for instance a child can't go to police, they can't go to somebody to report a crime, if they talk to somebody in the school, a teacher, a principal, somebody in the school, and they report that a crime's going on, they are mandated to contact us. So kids, if you're watching this and you just can't report it to anybody else, tell somebody at school. They will definitely tell us. Also, you could always come and talk to us here at the State Police Barracks. If you have any questions, you wanted to run something by us, you're not sure if it constitutes a crime or not, you could always give me a call, or you can stop by the barracks here and report it. We're here to help you. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you next time here on Trooper Talk Tuesday.
Lehigh Valley Health Network is now proudly part of Jefferson Health. And when two healthcare leaders come together for the community, you can expect more. More locations, more clinical trials, more breakthrough treatments. Jefferson Health and Lehigh Valley Health Network, together for the future of care.
WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online.
WYLN TV 35 is expanding and is on the hunt for a dynamic salesperson to join our vibrant team. If you've got the passion and the drive, we want to hear from you. Send your resume to the email displayed on your screen. Don't miss this great opportunity.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Hello, I'm WYLN historian Chris Fulmer. Pennsylvania's communities are filled with interesting history. Come with me as we discover the people, events, industries, and other historic facets of local towns.
When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@WYLNTV.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network.
Hi, my name is Rosalind. I'm 4 years old. Tomorrow's weather will be rainy.
A Path Through History is sponsored by the Old Jail Museum, 128 West Broad Street in Jim Thorpe. Call 570-325-5259 or visit them online at theoldjailmuseum.com.
By the 1830s, a former Catawissa resident was making a stir north of the U.S. border. Samuel Lount had been born in Catawissa in 1791. By 1811, he had immigrated to Holland Landing in Ontario, then known as Upper Canada, where he worked as a blacksmith. Times were tense in Ontario during the first decades of the 19th century, as many working-class residents were increasingly frustrated at the small circle of elites known as the Family Compact that controlled almost every facet of the government of Upper Canada. Numerous American immigrants to the area infused the opposition with a spirit of republicanism that increased the pressure for change. Samuel Lount himself was inspired to run for office after the expulsion of reformist Representative William Lyon Mackenzie from the Canadian Provincial Assembly. Lount was elected to this body in 1834 as a member of the Upper Canada Central Political Union. He would be defeated for re-election in 1836, but believed the vote had been fraudulent. By 1837, things had reached a head in Ontario, as Mackenzie organized a constitutional convention for reformists. Lount was elected as a delegate to the convention and organized the men there in preparation for rebellion. Inspired by an uprising in Quebec around the same time, the rebels planned to march on Toronto on December 7, 1837 and take control of the government. Lount and the rebel forces, under the overall command of Anthony Van Egmond, organized Montgomery's Tavern in Eglinton to prepare for the march to Toronto. But government troops arrived before they could depart, and in a fierce battle they drove the rebels from the field. Following the insurgents' defeat at the Battle of Montgomery's Tavern, the Upper Canada Rebellion largely collapsed. Samuel Lount tried to flee back to the United States in the aftermath of the battle, but was captured before he could cross the border. He was convicted of treason, and despite 35,000 Ontarians signing a petition asking for clemency for him, Lount was hanged in Toronto on April 12, 1838. Today, his name lives on in the form of several streets and lakes throughout Ontario that have been named in his honor. Back in America, covered bridges started rising across the country in the first half of the 19th century. There are many theories over why this design proved popular, one of them being that they provide comfort to horses that might be skittish at crossing water, making them think they were instead entering a barn. In the Catawissa area, the Hollingshead Covered Bridge would rise over Catawissa Creek on Old Reading Road just north of the borough in 1851. Built by Peter Ent at a cost of $1,180 and named in honor of Henry Hollingshead, who owned a mill nearby, the Burr Truss-style bridge stretched 116 feet across the creek. It remains open to vehicular traffic today, one of just over 200 covered bridges still standing in present-day Pennsylvania. The Hollingshead Covered Bridge was added to the National Registry of Historic Places in 1979. Catawissa in the 1840s had more people than the eventual Columbia County seat Bloomsburg. The coming of the railroads to Catawissa in the years to come would prove a harbinger of the good times for the community. The town had missed out on the sweeping canal boom in America over the previous decades when the North Branch Canal had been constructed on the opposite side of the Susquehanna, despite a push by local businessman Christian Brobst to have a second canal built all the way to Philadelphia. Eventually, Brobst abandoned the canal plan and pushed for a railroad to reach Catawissa instead. Plans were drawn up to do so, although funding issues delayed implementation for some years afterwards. Finally, in 1849, the Catawissa-Williamsport and Erie Railroad, later shortened to merely the Catawissa Railroad in 1860 after bankruptcy reorganizing, began construction toward Catawissa. The first engine, the Massachusetts, rolled into town on July 16, 1854, with engineer John Johnson at the throttle. The train made its first regularly scheduled run to Port Clinton the following day. The line would be extended to Milton and then to Williamsport as the years progressed. The Catawissa Railroad would be leased to the Philadelphia and Reading Railroad in 1872, and then bought out completely by the Reading in 1923. Other railroads also soon reached Catawissa in the ensuing years. The Lackawanna and Bloomsburg Railroad, reaching the town in 1857 and later part of the Delaware-Lackawanna and Westerns line, the Danville-Hazleton-Wilkes-Barre Railroad, later renamed to the Sunbury-Hazleton-Wilkes-Barre Railroad, which operated from 1870 to 1947, and the North and West Branch Railroad, opened for traffic in 1882 and bought out by the Pennsylvania Railroad in 1886. Catawissa became a major rail hub with so many lines running through, offering plenty of employment to locals, especially in the machine shops that opened in 1864. Today, Catawissa's railroading heritage lives on in a caboose motel on the south side of the borough. In June 1852, Catawissa residents and sisters-in-law Sarah Ann Thomas Boone and Asenath Thomas died young in their 20s, both from the complications of childbirth. Their lives have been ordinary enough from most perspectives, but both women were ultimately buried under iron coverings, making their final resting places hooded graves, also known as mort safes in England, where they are more common. It is not known why this was done for Boone Thomas, although some theories include that it may have been simply for decorative purposes, or to keep away grave robbers, who all too often at this time in history would steal corpses from graves and sell them for research. Whatever the reason, both women rest today underneath what might be the only two hooded graves in the United States, in the fittingly named Hooded Grave Cemetery. Among the Catawissa's living, the town continued to expand as the decades progressed. Clark Harder opened a planing mill in 1865 that became one of the town's biggest employers. The Catawissa Opera House opened in 1869. Despite the name, it never actually hosted operas, although it was used for other forms of entertainment over the years. The building still stands in downtown Catawissa at 4th and Main Streets. The Catawissa Water Company would be formed in 1882. The Catawissa Public School, the first of its kind in Columbia County, also opened that year. It would house both the town high school and its elementary school up till 1962, when the high school would be merged into the Southern Columbia School District. The building remained the elementary school's home thereafter until 1976. Apartment buildings now stand on the site. In 1878 marked the founding of the Catawissa Military Band, which remains a community staple today, playing several live concerts a year.
Hi, my name is Roslyn, 4 years old. Tomorrow's weather will be rainy.
You're watching WYLN TV 35.